And we're back with my guests, Rich Vos, Sherrod Small, and the great Dave Attell.
Wait, we ain't great? But we ain't great?
You know what? We're gonna stay on, but you're absolutely right. I said Sherrod, Rich, and the great Dave Attell, and I accurately said that.
Slam. Well, thank you. Just in case we want to have a Senate hearing. We have plenty of... Let's go. Sorry, I just had to. You know, I'm a prop guy by trade. So, it's cool that, I did the Comedy Underground show, and I think a lot of the O&A people were right behind it the whole way through. And, the cool thing about that show is that we finally got to do, a cable show in a club, really raw, dirty, uncensored. And I think that this show, since this is on the web, right? So there's no restrictions at all.
No, and it's on, and I'm not sucking Vice's dick. I mean, I really mean it. I genuinely like what they do there. And it's I'm tired of being told, no, I know a guy who's doing another show right now on a smaller network, and he's going through a nightmare time with people telling him, no, don't, that's too negative. And Vice was fucking, they're like, whatever you want to do. I'm like, just do it and bring it here, and if it's funny, we'll air it. That was really...
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice to have that freedom. So but if it dies, it's totally my fault.
Right.
It's always nice to have somebody else to blame. Is that why you kind of did an underground show? I was interested in why you did that, in the Village Underground.
I did it because I wanted to do a club show. I just done my special, which was road work, and it was done in multiple clubs. And I'm a club comic. I think that there's very few guys who can really roll the way they do in a theater. And no offense to the crowd here, but I've seen Jim do theater work, and I'm sure you guys have done it. But I feel like we all are kind of in our heart like club comics, and that's where we really do, take it to our level of just the immediacy of the crowd and all that kind of stuff. So, I think that the Village Underground was a great location for that, and the comics all back me up, and they're finally a cool club.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to is I wanted the audience on top of me. I'm I really like the audience close. I hate when you shoot and there's cameras in front of you and it's just not intimate at all. And of course, really good job by the seating people not putting one short skirt up front.
Exactly.
I'm looking at nothing but cargo shorts.
Here's one right here.
Yeah, I know, but I can't see that. Do you know how creepy, believe me?
But you can smell it.
And I can reach you from here. It's penis joke.
You know what it is?
Can you guys hear Vos? Because I feel like he's being a little muffled.
No.
Is it because he's a Jew? What is it?
Get behind
is this
the
show
cameras
about
where you
payback,
belong.
Jim?
Vos, are you muffled? What happened?
I don't know. Does it sound muffled now?
Sound good.
Oh, I have nothing left.
I like how you planted all these young fellers right up front. Is this some kind of internship or Make-A-Wish thing going on here? What is this?
Yeah, this really is my demographic. The amazing thing, yeah, it's 5 fucking psychopaths with their arms. Literally everyone is watching with their hands on their fucking things like a crazy person.
These guys are already planning the awkward, nervous train ride out of Harlem. They're like, what are we gonna do? Pretend like you know how to ultimate fight. The only real New York guy is Sherrod here. Sherrod grew up in Brooklyn hardcore, so you could tell us of all the, I'm sure you had come up here to buy fireworks or something. Wait,
yeah.
what?
Come up to Harlem?
No, I'm trying to think of what you lived in Brooklyn, so why would you come in the city? Why would you come in here?
I would come here to, sometimes go to the movies, 42nd Street, girls, of course.
Exactly.
That's the greatest part about living in New York. You get to date every girl, black, white, Puerto Rican, anything.
Well,
even
you
with
do.
Even with penises, Jimmy.
I have not had that experience of being able to date any girl, black, white, Puerto Rican at all. For me, it's been all fucking pay for play.
This is the weirdest show ever. When you guys say...
Yeah. I'm just talking with 3 friends about getting prostitutes. I'm not really confessing anything.
Not at all.
You've never done that. Have you ever paid for sex?
Absolutely. I feel like I pay for it every time. I really do. It's the...
when you're walking to the bathroom and your asshole's bleeding.
No, that's how I got my show. But we'll be right back. See, that's the problem. There's no commercials here.
Oh, yeah.
No, I would say that, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because in this world of, I used to do the porn show, and you were probably one of the ultimate guests I could ever get because I feel like you know that retro vintage porn way better than pretty much anybody. I mean, you, Joe Rogan, you guys really were on top of it. And I would say that like masturbation now has replaced almost anything. Like these guys up front here, and I'm sure they could out jerk me, but I probably could out imagine jerk you any day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like you could throw a towel on the floor and I could turn that into a three-way.
Yeah.
I could really.
These young boys are jerking off to Halo 2 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I'm gonna ask because I know like I don't know a lot of your perversions. Like, what is something perverse that you enjoy? Like, what is?
I love porn. I really do like
what kind
retro
of porn?
vintage.
Like retro vintage. What fetish or what type of stuff that's not usual? Or is it all just kind of straight fucking?
Let's see. What a weird show to bring my mom to. Mom, could you go out to the gift shop? No, I would say that like the vintage stuff is good because it has this story and there's all that fake drama in it. And you know, with that, there's always like some weird, like, you know, like a car chase or a fight or something like that.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this on my show. The cock holding, I think, always holds up, you know? For those, do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Cuckolding?
Yeah.
Oh, you said cock holding.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I never know how to say it right. So it is.
Oh,
it's
there's a great
Scottish
big
thing?
difference. Yeah. Well, cock holding can be a part of cuckolding, because cuckolding is when your wife will sometimes or your girl will bring in a gentleman to have sex in front of you, and she may instruct you to prepare the other gentleman. That's between you and her. Yeah, that's not my thing either. I've done it, but I didn't like it. But that's cuckolding, is where you'll have to like get the guy ready or just watch her fuck and she'll tell how much better he is than you are.
How do you get that started?
You know, it's funny. I don't know. It's a hard conversation to start, I guess.
Well, Jimmy and his girlfriend just invited me in one weekend.
But I didn't even turn. We were actually just wanted you to watch a movie, and I came back and he's fucking her. I'm like, well, take lemons and.
You came back with like Rice Krispie treats or something.
Yeah.
You guys hungry?
But Rich, you kind of fantasize about that. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, you know, the difference between fantasy and reality, you know, it's never happened, but it's great when I'm having sex, like, you know, monthly with my wife, and and she'll tell me, like, I'll say, tell me a story about when you fucked your college professor. And it's not about that. It's just the fact that she went to college gets me fucking hard. Okay. But you know, when you hear a good story, you know, because after 10 years, you know what I'm saying. So tell me about, and then she would tell me how the professor put the big plant in front of the door, and you know, I don't know if it's real or not.
Wait. That would. Why would he put? So when somebody would try to open the door, there'd be a giant plant.
No, so somebody walking by couldn't look in or something. I don't fucking know. I'm not going to tell her to edit her story as I'm fucking her.
That's all I'd think of if I was fucking her. So if someone opens the door, they're just going to knock dirt all over the rug?
No, what I'm just saying, it's just the story gets you excited. You know what I mean?
Could you watch a girl you liked fucking somebody else?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, I'm the lead guest here, right?
Yes,
Is that what it is? We really got to get more animal trainer acts in here or cooking segments. There's all porn all the time. Could I what? Watch another girl?
Yeah, a girl you like fucking another guy.
I think that eventually that will happen, but at this moment, I would say that like if it's a girl you like doing that, then either you're the coolest guy in the world or really she is your meal ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like she, like you're her fake manager or something like that. I mean, either you're super like secure. I mean, I assume that you're into that. Would you be into that?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
And have you toned down at all? Because as comics, we're all dealing with the same shit. Like, have you toned down at all in this era of like, I'm sorry and I didn't mean it, and this apologies and people blogging and tweeting? Have you done anything differently?
Yeah, no, that's why I find you like so bold and brazen. Is that like you kind of embrace it? I really am too old. Like, I really don't get the whole like web stuff, and I know this is like the wrong show for it, but like, you know, I like, you know, I feel like the, you know, really connecting to the comedy fans is harder and harder. That's why like O&A is a great place because those people dig comedy. They come out and actually see it. They don't just want to talk or tweet about it. And like finding those people is like almost like a job in itself now. But if we could go back to porn for 1 second, I would say that most people look at porn to see what they can't do or whatever, and that's so true for like all of us, and also like overseas, because I've been like all over, you know, I've been like all over the world, and like if you go to like the Middle East, their porn is not so much dirty, but they see things like they can't really do there, like compromise, and maybe it wasn't worth going back to that.
No,
so
it
go
was.
ahead.
I think that's hot. You know, one guy going, I don't want to, and the other guy going, all right.
No, it's more like, I see your point. They shake hands. No
Oh,
one
no.
explodes. It's great.
So, do you think? Can you ever picture yourself saying you're sorry publicly?
Saying sorry?
Yeah, because I mean, again, comedians are we're for some reason we become a target of and comics are supposed to be the ones that just talk. Like photographers can photograph anything they want, and they're seen as detached non-participants documenting something, and that's acceptable. Actors are seen as detached non-participants who are just documenting something. But for some reason, comedians, we're held accountable because we make fun of something, even though in a way we are detached non-participants who are just using our art to talk about something.
Yeah, but I think it's the point of the words. Words. People get to hear you saying the words and whatever hate speech they think you're saying, and they see you doing it, so they just see you. They don't see you as an actor. They see stand-up as the person talking about his real-life experiences. So that's why they take it so literally, I think.
Apology.
But fuck them. Fuck them and their assholes.
Apology. I don't care. Apology is all about money. Anybody that is apologizing is worried whether they're going to lose their gig.
Yeah.
If you have no gig and you're not fucking worried about it, you're going to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
No, look, I mean, nobody wants to lose money. I mean, we'd all like to buy shoes from 1951.
Oh, yeah. Look at yours are made out of plaster of Paris.
Thank you.
Look,
He has the right to look like a Nicky if he wants to.
Hey, could you jump up and sing Grease Lightning for us? In those?
Are you talking about my shoes?
No, Voss's.
Because I wore these. I have to pull down this set in a second and bring it back to 1978.
Yeah,
So,
no, your shoes are fine, but Voss's just really bug me.
you know, the whole thing with the
By the way,
comedy.
I'm sorry, Dave. There is a time when those shoes were popular. You and Sherrod would not have been permitted to sit together.
No, we wouldn't have.
And those were the good old days.
Only black and white on your shoe, huh?
God, what were you gonna say?
You look like Biff from Back to the Future, stupid.
Nice one. No, I was just gonna say that you know, I find that like every time people like come to the comics with like you know, there's always the people like after the show who are like, why weren't you dirtier? And like, unfortunately, it's like 2 or 3 people, and then there's all the people who were groaning and moaning all the way through, and that always gets me, which is like, you know, people come out, especially in New York City, it's a late night show, and then they're still groaning, and it's like, well, what did you really expect to see at this, like, you know, some kind of like deleted scene from Frozen or something? I really don't get it.
I was in Vancouver, and this young girl gets up. I offended her. I was talking about tight pussies. She goes, "You're disgusting. You're a fucking asshole. You're just a 40-year-old pig." And I go, 40? Oh, that's so sweet. She thought I was 40. I felt so good when they were throwing her out as she was kicking, you know? Fucking Canada.
What is your worst bomb? Do you know what your worst bomb is?
Probably here.
No.
My worst bomb was probably, the last bomb I could really remember is the one you were at when we did that one-nighter in Connecticut. And fucking, it was this 30 or 40 minutes of just staring and hatred.
47 minutes, 25 seconds.
Wow.
But I mean, now none of us really are going to bomb because we know how to turn a crowd around.
It was a bar called Shenanigans in Connecticut. It was a one-nighter, and everyone bombed there. It was a notorious hell gig. So I went on and did my 30. This is back when I was Please Love Me, high energy, lovable jit. I was fucking despicable. And I did okay, and I had never even done okay there. And then Vos went on with his fucking ponytail, and it was death. And I've never been happier to watch somebody.
You could only hear one person laughing in the back, and it was him.
And it was genuine laughter because comedians always like watching each other bomb.
Yeah.
Like I've seen Dave go in there like on a late night show at the Cellar. If I'm walking, I would walk in. If you were destroying, I probably wouldn't stay and watch.
Right.
But if I saw that they were not your crowd, I just couldn't.
It's the best shit you can ever watch in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you handle it? Do you ever? 'Cause, like I noticed you seem to go harder at them. Like if it's not going well, you tend to go at them a little harder.
Well, I like to think of it as a knife fight. I think that the whole thing with the whole, like when he said, like, we're never really going to bomb, but like, I think that the armor of all comics is that, like, at least for me, is that, like, I don't think I'm particularly that good a comic, and every bad thing they're thinking about me, I've already thought since I was probably about 15 years old, you know, about myself. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm way ahead of you in terms of hating myself.
right? Yes.
So I always said that was a power, but I would say that when I'm bombing or like whenever any of us are not going good, it's not so much the bombing, it's about you're trying to do something that is either different or you're trying to work something and that's not happening. And that there's the joke that you can go back to, because these guys are great on the fly. You're really good on the fly. It's really about like, the thing that you really wanted to do is not working. So then you get angry. So then you like throw in all the other, whatever you could say. I guess you could say like the ammo at them. But I want to ask you this. You said you were the likable, lovable Jimmy. I never knew that guy. So when did that turn? Like what happened? Like when were you like, what's your origin story, as they say?
I was just high energy. It's humiliating. I should show it. I would come out like, how we doing? And it was fucking.
I kind of remember that.
Oh, it was awful.
This is for my wife.
Oh my God. Yeah, all right. I would do a joke where I feel like I need a shower already just thinking about this. Where my dad's in the military, and I would do a Full Metal Jacket reference, and I would say like I hated my dad was in the military because he would look at me and my mom and go, "This is my wife, and this is my son. This is for fighting. This is for fun."
I used to put on a bow tie and imitate the male go-go dancers and play that song "So Many Men," and I would dance back and forth.
That was in the dressing room. You would do that.
It was just horrible. In the beginning, you're so horrible.
You're so fucking awful.
It's so fucking bad. Like if you look at old tapes, they played an old tape of me on O&A, and I fucking couldn't even defend it. It's so fucking bad. Because it takes at least 10 to 12 years to really find your voice in comedy.
I just want it to be liked. We all want to be liked. That's why we do this. Because let's be honest, we talk a lot of shit, but we want you to like us. Like, I want you to have fun and enjoy the show. For all the fucking nonsense I talk, deep down as I'm talking to you, like, yeah, whatever you guys think, I'm like, please like me, please like me. But, I showed that too much when I started. It was fucking humiliating. Because I would just be like, come on, folks, you know what I mean? Look at this guy. He's like, I used to bring out an enema. I had an enema that I would bring out in a bag, because enemas can be addicting. I guess they do something to your asshole. And I would bring it out and I would go, these things are addicting. Are there enema junkies? And I would throw it down and then scratch my ass like I was a heroin addict.
I love it.
Nobody's making eye contact with me.
Yeah, but what was the moment? What was the moment where you went from this guy, which is basically the guy who's just like throwing everything out there, to where like who you are now? Like where you kind of like, you go to a Jim Norton show now. It's like you kind of know like this is going to be an experience. You're not going to see that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I guess as time went on, like all of us, you get better as you go on, and you don't realize that you're different until you look back. Like you don't realize like, wow, man, my life was way different back then. What I liked back then, time. This I must earn. I just kind of kept performing until I got
No, but I think there is like some like whatever you could say, like the quickening. There's like a moment where you realize like, I'm going to continuously bomb, and then like at some point you realize that like, it ain't going to get any worse than it's been getting, so I might as well like enjoy this kind of like horrible flame out. And that's kind of, I think, what happened to me, which is just like, I know I'm going to continuously suck, so I might as well like learn to enjoy it. And I think that took a lot of the pressure off of me of, doing it. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I mean,
I could personally never see you sucking. I thought from the second I saw you, you were always a great comic. I just never.
Rich, it's not my show.
Listen.
Thanks.
No, that was, by the way, that applause, that reminds me, because let's be honest, we really are doing Aces High here from Casino. And that was when Frankie Valli went, I've got 12 beautiful children, and De Niro puts down the cigarette.
No, I mean.
By the way, tomorrow's show, the County Commissioner, Pat Webb, will be on to debate me, and he doesn't have to send me questions.
Yes. But from the moment I can remember, I knew he was horrible. He still is. And no. But I just the transition. You just find you know what it is. It's more life experience, more things happen to you in life that you could work off of. You know, I've been divorced. I've been in rehab, I got kids, I got this, so I got shit to work off of. When we started, we didn't have shit to work off of. What do we have? So it's life experience. That's why these, you see these new comics, they got 10, none of it to me is coming from here. It's all coming from here.
Right.
But when you get somebody like these guys or Patrice or Colin, it's coming from their heart because that's their life. So that's, to me,
That's why it's hard to see, like, I never see y'all guys bomb either, because bombing is like something I can get nothing from. It's like, even when I see you're not getting the laughs that you want from the crowd, I can still see a rich fucking ground of things I can take and see and how you work it. So it's still more there when you bombing than when you're killing.
I think you guys are nicely saying you really don't watch us.
No.
You're in the hallway.
That was nice, because you were saying watching you is like watching something fertile, which is fertilized by fertilizer, which is shit. All right. Well, I guess, we ended the last show this way, too, just kind of talking, and I guess that
Wait, can I do something that you can't do on network TV? Can I smoke a cigarette in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
I
thought that would be a wild rebellious. I didn't know this was.
Can I chew a piece of Nicorette gum?
That's
yes,
great.
please do.
Can I do lines off the table?
Yes.
Sure. And everybody else cousin
And
fuck.
hold on, Bailey, get up here. No.
I think
That's where it ends.
See, right here, you can't do this on a regular talk show, right?
That's
We'd
right.
be doing some kind of Easter egg hunt or some tag game or something.
I think to end the show, we shave that guy. Just shave his whole body, man.
Why?
I don't like the look.
This kid looks like where do you go to Columbia University? Then you work at Staples. All right, how about this guy? That's this young, this Neil Armstrong reenactor over here, this kid.
He actually looked like the shaved version of him.
This guy should have an
Twins.
SS patch
They're
on his
twins.
fucking shoulder
This
right
kid.
here.
These guys came back to get the hubcaps of his dad's car from these two guys.
And you really do. You look like the perfect Aryan
I know.
specimen.
You are. Yes.
So let's be honest, you hate these three.
Yeah, where are you from, sir?
He's fucking hailing a cab like this.
Yeah, you do like a German youth.
I know. Jesus.
Where you from? Don't look away. Look me in my face. I never seen anything this white. Where you from?
Long Island.
All right.
Oh, okay, there we
Local
go.
boy. Where your parents from?
Long Island.
Now I'm
How far back are we going to go with this? And their parents.
And are you two guys waiters on a gay boat restaurant or something? I mean, really, you guys are almost dressed the same.
It didn't work.
And this guy has like great tattoos, and then he let his friend do one right there.
No one can see his arm, though.
Huh?
You're just mentioning things that no one can.
You gotta. No one can see him from
I
the
know,
fucking
that's
behind.
the beauty of this. Hold on. Look at this guy's laces.
That's funny.
Well, you're gonna find a little thing I did wrong in
I'm not
this
mad.
whole hour and a half of debauchery, okay?
Debauchery.
Not the
That's
right
the
word.
word of the day. That's a great word.
Debauchery's a black girl's name, Rich.
Yeah.
Debauchery Jenkins.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I do know what you're saying, Rich. And I can't think of a better way to end this show than on you, in all seriousness, saying debauchery. I've never loved and hated somebody so much together. But I appreciate you guys being a part of this, and I genuinely thank Rich and Sherrod for doing that great piece.
We love you, Jimmy.
And
Yeah,
Jim.
Jim.
you're a comic
All the
genius.
best, Jim,
and,
really.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you guys for being here too. I appreciate it.
It's the Jim Norton Show. The Jim Norton Show. The Jim Norton Show. It's the fucking Jim Norton Show. It's the fucking Jim Norton Show. It's the Jim Norton Show. The Jim fucking Norton Show. It's the fucking Jim Norton fucking Show.